Hey, everybody, welcome back to the lunch table. Sometimes life feels like this endless to do list. You have work, bills, responsibilities, the next big thing we're supposed to chase, whether that's buying our first home, getting a new car upgrade, dating, marrying someone, having kids, starting a family, whatever it is, the list goes on. But here's the question I want to ask you guys today. If life isn't fun, what's the point of it? And I seriously want you guys to think about that. I have to constantly remind myself about this this part of life, and life is supposed to be fun, and way too many of us forget that. So I'll be real with you guys. I used to have this mindset where everything had to be productive. If I wasn't reading something educational, if I wasn't working extra hours or building up my skill set, whether it be my investing skill set, financing skill set, if you want to call it that, my career, if I should be leveling up my skills in my career so I can get a better paying job, get a job with more responsibilities, just kind of keep climbing up that ladder. And if I wasn't doing any of that, I felt like I was wasting my time. And, even the small things, like playing a video game, or I don't really watch TV that often, but maybe watching a movie, it would just come with so much guilt. I would be sitting there playing the game or watching the movie just thinking, man, what am I doing right now? I should be grinding right now. I should be leveling up. I'm wasting time watching this movie or playing this video game, leveling up a virtual character. I should just be doing more. And the crazy part is, that mindset or that constant nagging in the back of my head, it didn't make me more productive. It didn't make me get off the game or stop watching that movie. It just made me more anxious. It just made me feel more guilty inside. And, I think that's a lot of what this video is going to be about tonight, just kind of getting over that hump and overall just enjoying life more. So before I keep going, if this already resonates with you, if you're kind of already pumped to continue listening, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. That way you don't miss future videos where we talk about topics ranging from money, life, and just anything in between here at the lunch table. So all right, quick plug there. I'm gonna get right back to it. Maybe you're in that same boat like me. You're not allowed to enjoy yourself unless everything in your life is perfectly in order or it is somewhat leveling you up in any realm of life. But the truth is, and the truth, when I really realized, it's life is never perfectly in order. If you wait until you quote unquote deserve to play that video game or binge watch that show, you'll never actually have fun. And I think that was the constant loop I was getting in these last couple of years. I would just feel so guilty jumping on a video game with some friends when I knew, I could be studying, I could be getting another certification, I could be leveling up a skill set, I could be working more, I could be making more money. And it's just it's a rough area to be in, that's for sure. That's ultimately what got me into making these YouTube videos, starting this YouTube channel. I was thinking, if I'm going to play video games on the side, or I'm going to watch a movie or watch YouTube videos instead of, leveling up, why not create something of my own, create my own content? So that's ultimately what made me start this channel. I was like, well, if I'm going to play these video games, what if I record some of the gameplay, as you see Clash of Clans in the background, and talk over them, just talking about, what I've experienced in my life, ranging from dating, finances, what I want out of life, motivational, I guess you can say, just all sorts of different topics. Like I said, that's ultimately what got me into making this channel. And it honestly made me enjoy video games again. It made me enjoy not working, or I guess not being as productive as you could be, but it didn't really bother me as much. Now, since I make these videos based on, the gaming I do, I don't feel guilty playing video games because I'm like, you know what, I could save this content, to record later on and then put that in the background of a future YouTube video, and boom, I'm good. I'm not completely like not benefiting at all from these games. So keep that in mind, guys. Whether that's a push to start your own channel or start creating something of your own, I think it definitely helped me a lot. And with this creation of like the YouTube channel, like recording these videos, when I first started, I was overthinking every single word I said. It took months for me to finally pull the trigger to create the channel. Because I was like, do I want to show my face? Do I want to go faceless? Do I want to show Clash of Clans gameplay in the background? Do I want to show RuneScape, Call of Duty, whatever the thing was that I could overthink, I was overthinking it. And it was stressful at first, but once I let go of that perfection or, my first video needs to be the most perfect video ever created, and I focused on actually enjoying the process, telling my stories, being real with you guys, giving my personal experience in life so far, and some advice that I learned that I could push to you guys, or maybe we can bounce off each other in the comment section. That's when it ultimately and really started feeling right. I started being comfortable with the whole process of it. And the same thing with the Clash of Clans in the background. At first I thought, is this too random? Are people gonna look at this video and think, oh yeah, he's gonna be talking about Clash of Clans, and then all of a sudden he's talking about how to start a 401k or something like that. But honestly, that was the fun part for me. And if I'm having fun, that energy I feel carries into the video, and that's the difference. If I'm having fun, hey, and if someone doesn't enjoy me having fun, hey, find another channel, I guess. To each their own. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and vice versa. So here's ultimately what I want you to take from this. 1, fun isn't wasted time. It's what keeps you going in life. If you don't have fun in life, you work your life away, you save your money, you invest your money, you don't spend it, you don't enjoy it, you burn yourself out, and I don't know, maybe it leads to a faster death. Death comes knocking at your door faster when you're not enjoying life, you're not being happy. I don't know, I think a healthy or a happy mind, a happy life could lead to a healthy life. 2, you don't have to earn fun by being perfect. First, I'm far from perfect. I'm sure a lot of people who are out there having fun are far from perfect. I think striving to be perfect to start something, you'll never start that thing. Kind of just like relating to my YouTube channel. If I waited till, okay, I need to have the perfect video idea, the perfect clips in the background, the perfect title, thumbnail, tags, I would have never started this channel. And look, I'm 49 or almost 50 videos in this channel so far. I'm still far from perfect. Number 3, most importantly, don't let guilt steal your joy. These last couple years before I started this channel, like I mentioned, I felt absolutely guilty of playing video games, sitting around watching a show, watching a movie, not being productive. So I say a hack to this is, if you have that guilty mindset or that guilty feeling in the background when you're trying to enjoy something, see if maybe you can create something out of that thing you enjoy, whether it be YouTube videos, tutorials, even simple videos you want to go back and watch, or that you're just documenting your progress for yourself and not to post to the public internet. I think it will definitely change your mindset, and you'll probably start enjoying that video game again. So there's my little hack there you can try. Ultimately, guys, fun looks different for everybody. For some people it's traveling. For others, it's gaming, like myself and many others. For some, it could be cooking, playing sports, learning a new sport, learning a new hobby, or just hanging out with friends. Having a good set of friends is always nice to have around you. So whatever it is, make room for it. I can't stress that enough. Make room for it. Have fun. Splurge a little bit. Don't be productive 100% of your life, because when you allow yourself to enjoy life, you actually recharge your battery. I feel, how some people say, oh, I got to go on vacation, I'm burnt out at work, I got to recharge. I think it's similar to, when you start enjoying life, you recharge, you're motivated to work harder at work, push yourself a little harder, make more money, whatever the case is. And it makes you better at everything else you do. So I'll leave you with this. What's one fun thing you've been putting off that you want to do this week? I guess it doesn't have to be necessarily this week. What have you always wanted to do that you could do this month, this year? The holidays are coming around. We'll be there sooner than you know it. We're already almost into September. Whatever it is, drop it in the comments. I want to hear it. I love to interact with you guys in the comment section below as always. So if this reminder helped, please hit that like button, subscribe, and join the conversation here at the lunch table. Until next time, guys, don't just survive, enjoy your life. The lunch table out.